on the field of play.
So we're all ready. This will be run off quite quickly, and it is simply for a spot in the final. The top two will qualify for that. And these are the 9 who are contesting the crown.
Rack height 1, 60 kilos, rack height 1.
Well, they've been among the best campaigners around, so it's good to see them all in this final. So the women's heats kicking off now. Gauha Omerzakova. '14th of the World Championships last year was Omerzakova. Lifted 65 in the women's 55 kilo final, so going for 60 here. This is worth 53.2 points. And she's got it, good lift. 3 out of 3, that's good work by Gau here, Omerzakova.
90 kilos, same rack height, rack 1, 90 kilos.
Sets an early standard for Kazakhstan, that's quite decent.
The bar is loaded to 90.
Didn't need to worry too much about that. So now going for Ukraine, Lydia Solovyova. And 90 is her target here. She finished 4th in a final of the women's 55 kilo decider. She missed out in the end actually by 6 kilos. Lifted 95 and that going for 90 here. And she is a major championship medalist regularly, as we well know. The 6 times European, 3-time Paralympic and once world champion. Most recent European title, 2015. First one, 1999. This lift of 90 is worth 81 points. Would be a good early advantage for Ukraine. And they have it, 2-1 for her. The right-hand referee voted it down, but it is a good lift. Solovyova scores for Ukraine. Next up, Yasmin Sela going for 107. This will be worth 90.8. Fourth in the World Championships back in 2010 from Konya. in the women's 67 kilo final, a tremendous silver medal won. Her first European silver. It's a very strong Turkish team. Sibel Çam, the gold medalist. Silvers won by Ceylan Beydar and by Polat. And a lift at 107 worth almost 91 points to give Turkey a lead over Ukraine of about 10. They would be in pole position for the final, these two. But Yasmin has to get her lift in. And it's successful. Good lift for Yasmin Ceylan Beydar. Marvellous.
Round 1 is complete. Turkey leads 90.8 points. Ukraine second with 81.
Turkey are in the lead, 90.8. Ukraine 81, Kazakhstan 53.
Ukraine, then Kazakhstan after round 1.
They've hit their targets well so far after the opening round of lifts. Straight final for the top two, and at the moment Turkey and Ukraine have started well. But they must continue as they mean to go on.
Loaders 62 kilos, rack height 2. 62 kilos, rack height 2.
Next is going to be Ayjan for Kazakhstan. First major championship for Ayjan Kulova. 24-year-old Ruslan Grayaf is the national team coach, and yes, that is definitely him, waiting in the wings. So this is an important one. Kazakhstan basically need to get all their lifts in. Their scores will be less. It's athletes of short stature who are coming up with all of their attempts. And this is going to be worth 59.3. Being in the women's 50 kilo final, scoring that brilliant open bronze. She cleared 67. This is not that far away. Remember, Kazakhstan here as guests in the Open Championship.
Good lift.
And she scores with that lift of 62, earning 59 points. So for the moment, Kazakhstan are in the lead. And, well, we'll just have to hope that someone else trips up. That was a very nice lift by Ayjan. Comes clear with 62 kilos. Kazakhstan deep in Asia. Asian sport all the way through, except one where they play in Europe.
The bar is ready.
Probably don't need to tell you what it is. So next to go, it is the silver medalist. A brilliant silver medal for Poland. In the 41 kilo final for Ryan Polat. Kapika had the gold for Ukraine in that. She's in the crowd here, I've seen her. Shirip with the bronze, her teammate. So lifting 70 here is Ryan Polat. This is worth 70.7 points. Would put them on to 161, which would be a big lead over everyone else. Yasmin Ceylan scored 20 points more than this in the first round. But important to get all of these lifts in. $70 kilos for 70 points. And it's good, 2-1. Brayhan does it again. She went up to 75 in a final, missed 83, but she's having a brilliant week. It improves their chances of reaching the final. She scores the 70 points, 161 for Turkey, 112 for Kazakhstan, and Ukraine with one lift to come in the second round on 81. All good, all good. What a light. So this is worth 90 and a quarter. It is a lift of 105 kilos. And it's Tatiana Shirokalava. This is worth 90 points. And this would actually put Ukraine into the lead on 171. Turkey of 161. European champion, a couple of attempts at the European record of 119, got 115 in her decider. Shirokalava with a good lift. 3 white lights, she went for something that was eminently manageable, which was way below her gold medal winning performance, which actually came in the first round, by the way, for Shirokalava. Superb lift for the 2-in-a-row European champion, for the world bronze medalist. And Ukraine are in control. 171 points for them, Turkey 161, Kazakhstan 112. We do go beyond the decimal point, and quite a bit beyond the decimal point if we have to. At the moment it is Ukraine and Turkey who are looking good for a spot in the final, which means for Kazakhstan, Alina Solodikina has to get this lift for Kazakhstan to have any chance of reaching the final. The Asian Games bronze medalist. She had 3 attempts in her final at 45 kilos. That was a weight division. And she missed all of them, unfortunately. So this would be her best lift of the week, her first lift of the week if she gets it. $80 kilos translating as 76 points. Just a smidge under, 75.88. But it would give the other two a job to do. They would have to complete their final lift. Solodikina for 80. This to give Kazakhstan a chance of the final, and they have missed. It's the stop sequence, and they didn't get it. Oh dear. Well, it's done. Turkey and Ukraine are in the final. Well, that's so unfortunate, and she's had 4 attempts this week, and none of them have registered, and it was the stop sequence. That is so unfortunate for her. And the European champion, 2-in-a-row European champion, Shibelcham. Well, Turkey are already in the final. There's no pressure here. Lifting 115 in this final round. The world silver medalist from Nur Sultan 3 years ago. 116, 120, 123 she lifted in the final, 3 out of 3. Winning margin of 9 kilos in that final over Brittany Orenzi of Ireland. This 115. Well, they're into the final. This is a lap of honour. Sibel Cham is used to those. It's worth 94.5 points, 94.56. Solid enough looking lift. And that is a good lift, of course it is, from Sibel Cham. One of the best around. And Turkey will finish off with a very impressive tally of about 255 points.
Loaders, please.
Turkey qualifying for the final.
Kilos, bracket 6.
No worries about that. $256.1 their score. And Ukraine, Natalia Olinik coming out now.
Natalia Olinik.
The 86 kilo champion with a new European record of 144, beating the old mark of Vera Muratova. Going for 120 here. 10 below her first round attempt during the week. Ukraine with 2 gold medalists. Turkey with 1 gold medalist and 2 silvers in the squad. This is worth 95.5 points. 95.46. Just slightly worth more than Sibel Cham's attempt, so Ukraine would have a better score going into the final if Olinik gets this. And to be honest, the week she's had, she ought to. It's flags. It is 2-1, good lift. Left side referee gave a red flag. Olinik was actually obscuring Yari Line's white flag, and Olga on the right had a white as well, so 2-1. Natalia Olinik gives Ukraine the biggest score, 266, only by 10 points or thereabouts, 266 to 256. And those are the two who progress. What they already knew as the final attempt for Kazakhstan had been missed, that they were going to progress. Ukraine 266.8, Turkey 256.1, Kazakhstan in third, 112.6. Turkey against Ukraine in the final.
Yeah. I only got one question. So is that all you got? You go big or stronger. You push harder. Is that all you got? You climb higher, faster. So is that all you got? You put your best in the rest in. No resting. Is that all you got? So you a victor. I only got one question. So is that all you got? Yeah, look at you now. So is that all you got? Take a look at you now. So is that all you got? Look at you now. Is that all you got? Yeah, I only got one question. So is that all you got?
Please welcome the athletes competing in the women's team final.
A reintroduction of our finalists. Ukraine against Turkey. On stage, 3 gold medalists this week, 2 silver medalists, and Solovyova has got almost as many golds as the rest of them put together.
Team Ukraine versus Team Turkey.
Exciting looking final. Yasmin Ceylan, Beydar, Reyhan Polat, Sibel Cham for Turkey.
Team Turkey, Yasmin Ceylan Beydar. Team Ukraine, Tatiana
Solovyova, Rokalava, Olinik for Ukraine.
Team Ukraine, Natalia Olenik. Team Turkey, Sibel Cham. Team Ukraine, Team Turkey, the finals act.
Well, Ukraine outscored Turkey by 10, which means you should expect the Turkish competitors to go for a few heavier weights. Definitely they'd be capable of it. In Reyhan Polat's weight division, 1 kilo is worth just about 1 point. She went up to 75 successfully in her own final. So if she were to do that here, then suddenly Turkey would be 5 points away. But that's only if Ukraine went for the same marks again, which they can advance to. And now let's choose the referees for the final.
As we choose our technical officials for the field of play. Please
And
welcome
here
our
are
technical
our
officials
trio.
to the field of play.
The chief referee, centre referee will be Olga Prokopyshina of Kazakhstan. The left referee, Veronika Kuchtova of the Czech Republic. And the right side referee will be Martin Chapla of Slovakia.
Right side referee, Slovakia.
Technical controller for the final will be Paskalina Narantzaki of Greece. So this is the order
I only got one
of lifting.
question. So is that all you got? You go big or strong.
Hope you're paying attention.
Push harder. Is that all you got? You climb higher, faster. So is that all you got? You put your best and the rest in. No question. Is that all you got? So you a victor. I only got one question. So is that all you got? Yeah, look at you now. So is that all you got? Take a look at you now. So is that all you got? Look at you now. Is that all you got? Yeah, I only got one question. So is that all you got?
Spotter loaders, please. 90 kilos.
So we're ready.
One. 90 kilos, rack height 1.
And it's going to be Ukraine to go first in this final. This is the lifting order. Ceylan, Polat, Sibyl Cham for Turkey. I should always avoid the surnames when we're talking about the Turkish athletes because they always go by the first name there. Surnames are actually only a recent innovation in Turkey in the last 60 or 70 years. Simply they were not used. Which is why we always should refer to Shibel rather than Cham, etc. But there you are. Solovyova, Shirokalava and Olinik for Ukraine. Yasemin, Ceylan Baydar, Reyhan Polat and Shibel Cham for Turkey.
Women's final. Team event starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you ready for powerlifting? The bar is ready at 90 kilos. Our first athlete, representing Ukraine, Lydia Solovyova.
So here we go, the final is on, and it is a multi-medalist, a multi-champion this week. Lydia Solovyova will win a medal this week. She got 90 in the heats and going for 90 here. It's worth 81 points. Almost exactly. Well, she's had a really good week. She might have felt a better week, perhaps, in terms of her individual finals. She was very close to it. We're going to flags here, by the way. The flags are ready. And it's 3 white flags,
Ukraine.
which is not a bad thing in this sport.
Loaders, please. 110 kilos, rack height 9.
81 points exactly for Solovyova.
Ready. 110 kilos, representing Turkey, Yasemin Ceylan Baydar.
So long we go. Turkey, Ceylan Baydar, Yasemin Ceylan Baydar. Going for 110 here. She scored 107 kilos, 90 points in the qualifiers. So they are going up. They are having to go up in order to make a contest of this. This is worth 93.34. So this would be an early lead for them, but remember that other attempts from a Ukrainian point of view were outscoring Turkey. They will still have to add on a little bit more. Silver in her final here.
1 minute.
She lifted 107 in the heats. Went up to 111 in the women's 67 kilo final, missed 119. So it's worth advancing a bit in comparison to what she lifted in the individual final. 119 was probably too much of an advance in this. She wants to make sure she gets the lifts. Here she comes. Yasmin Ceylan Baydar, 110. We are going to go to flags. Keep watching. White. Yeah, 2 white. That's okay. It's a good lift. They haven't all raised their flags. Now, here we go. 3 white flags. Well, she got 2 anyway, so that's fine. And that is the lead for Turkey. Well, that was a nice strong lift, and that was around the range with which she won her individual silver medal during the week. At the moment it's 93 points to 81, 93.3 for Turkey, 81 dead for Ukraine, or as close to it. Rounded to 81, rounded to the nearest 10th are the scores, but we will emphasize, if we have to go down to the nth decimal point, then that's what we're going to do. Reyhan Polat is next. She's going for 72. Shirakalava will do 110, which is also an advancement on the heats. Polat 72. This will be worth around 72 points. I can tell you that before putting it into the calculator. 72.79. It'd be worth just over 2 points more, it being 2 kilos more than her attempt in the heats. So she cleared 75 in her final at 41 kg, missed 83 in the end. Turkey did enter 2 from the same weight division in the men's final, and it worked out quite well for them, as they are the men's champions. They've reached the women's final. Brilliant strength and depth. You think about all of the athletes they could have put in this, who are sitting in the front row of the crowd here. 72 kilos for 72 points. Reyhan Polat, the silver medalist individually. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. 2-1 for Polat. And Turkey are not yet polaxed.
110 kilos, rack 10.
That was a very, very confident lift. Again, it'll never travel very far with athletes of short stature, but she did her job really well. Turkey, remember, winning silver and bronze in the women's 41 kilo final. Let's have a little bit more of that, thank you. As if she wasn't awake enough. Now this is where things can change quite dramatically. Shirakalava going for 110 kilos, that's worth 94.5 points. And Ukraine will take the lead here, 175 to Turkey's current 166. Shirakalava, the European champion. That at 67 kilos, where she lifted 115, 2 attempts at the European record of 119, missed both. This is a nice whack all the same of 110. It would put Ukraine in the driver's seat. That's it. 3 white lights for Tatiana Shirokalova. 94.5 points for her. Ukraine have scored 175. Turkey 166. Sibel Cham will need to really produce the goods for them in the final round. She is advancing by 2 kilos to 117. And Olinik 120. So Sibel Cham will be out first. She'll be aiming for 96 points, will Sibel. 96.21, which should obviously put Turkey back in the lead. And Olinik going for 120, which is what she lifted last time in the heats. But that'll be worth 95.5 points. So Turkey will be cutting the gap. It will be a tighter margin if everybody's successful. Turkey will have scored more if all the lifts are good. Turkey scored 256 in the heats. $261, 262 if they get all the lifts in here. Obviously, there's no point going too high. They're going higher. There's no point doing something that's not achievable. If you get all your lifts in, and if you improve on weight, and they all have done so, Yasemin by 3, Reyhan Polat by 2, Sibel Cham by 2. What more can you ask? Went up to 123 in the individual final to win gold. But obviously, you individually have got 3 attempts at that. In the team competition, it is 1 and done. So this to put Turkey in front. And Ukraine are going to have to lift for the gold. If not, then Ukraine will win it here. 117, Sibel Cham. Great campaign. Turkey successful all the way through. And it's the twice European champion, Sibel Cham, who's got the latest 96 points she scored. So Turkey are over the line. 262 points. And Ukraine have to get their final lift to win. Well, one of the best women's powerlifters around. And one final lift to go to decide who gets the gold. Natalia Olinik going for 120. She got this in the heats. This is worth 95.5 points. And this would send them to 270, and they would beat Turkey by 8. But she has to get the lift. Gold this week. She started at 130 in that, 135, 140, power lift of 144. There ain't no such thing as easy in this sport. But 120 is easier than 144.
1 minute.
This is the lift to win Ukraine the gold. If not, it is Turkey. Here she comes, Natalia Olinik.
Good lift.
She's won it!
Olinik, 120.
Ukraine take the title. Ukraine win the team competition, 271 to 262. Ukraine win the team competition. The first European women's team crown. It's another gold for Natalia Olinik.
Victory ceremony still to come.
A good, domineering display from her. European silver previously in 2018. Individual and team gold for her here. Paralympic silver, world bronze. She's only come on the scene in the last 4 years. Bergsumer was her international debut. Reasonably tight in the end. Ukraine had to get all their lifts in, to be sure. They win by 8.8. Which a combined score of 530 plus is reasonably tight. Solovyova, Shirokalova, Olinik getting all their marks. Yasmin Chailan Bedar, Rayan Polat, Sybil Cham, all of theirs. Kazakhstan finishing third. And even if they had got all their lifts, they would have finished in third. Ukraine scored 266 in the heats. Turkey 256. Kazakhstan 112. They did miss one, remember. Had they got it, it would have been 290. 190. So the podium being ready, the victory ceremony for the women's final is imminent.
Welcome to the victory ceremony for the women's team event. Please welcome the medalists.
So the women's team ceremony, after a good competitive event, particularly the top two of the best nations around, and Tinatin Yavakishvili of the Georgian Paralympic Committee is presenting these medals.
Tinatin Yavakishvili, member, NPC Georgia.
Ukraine, Turkey, Kazakhstan, the 1, 2, 3. Kazakhstan unable to make the final. They scored 112. They did miss a lift. If they'd got them all, they'd have scored about 190. It still would have been third place in the podium for them. So Gaha Omirzakova, Ayjan Beremkulova, and Alina Solodukina getting the medals here.
Alina Solodukina.
Bronze medals at these Europeans. What a very good result. And, I mean, rightly, medals for the coaches as well. We know Ruslan Graev very well. During the week, we've been naming as many of the Kazakh on stage people as possible. Though, the usual reminder, the day-to-day coaches are not always the ones who make it here for a variety of reasons. Turkey with the silver medals, Yasemin Ceylan Beyda, Reyhan Polat. More silver medals to add to the ones they won in the individual finals earlier in the week. Sibel Cham, the champion again at 73. And they were so close in this final, 262 to Ukraine's 271. They got all their lifts in. Any higher in their attempts, and there's always a risk that you miss. Ukraine also added to their tally from the heats 4 more points. Turkey scored 6 more. So a further gold to add to their individual crowns this week for Titania Shirokalava and Natalia Olinik. Lydia Solovyova just off the podium in her individual final at 55. Ukraine get the women's team gold. Decent competition, very close in the end. Ukraine take the women's team gold, Turkey the silver, and Kazakhstan the bronze. Mixed team final on in around 90 minutes.
One event still to come at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Join us here.
Marvellous event. It's on in an hour, the mixed team final, so join us for that. But for now, honours in the women's team event going to Ukraine. Oh no, thanks for that. Oh no. Yeah, I left my phone in the room because yeah, so that was fine. Yeah. Good question, I'm not sure. Yes, but it was, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go up and get my phone now. So